Today we are in Toronto, Canada. We are meeting with my good friend, Aneta Sofronova. She will be sharing with us her top 5 tips for low impact living. So let's get hunting for that cool. I am plant-based, I guess I should say, for a long time, and I didn't think about my plastic consumption, but it all ties in together with loving animals and the environment, where it's like, oh, these two things were so separated and I didn't see how one was affecting the other. I don't know, I was like everyone else. I didn't see the connection.
Yeah. What is Aneta's 5 top cool takeaways for somebody to bring in sustainability into their life, into their lifestyle?
I would say just start with your grocery bags. That's a lot of our waste comes from food. Okay?
No more plastic.
No more plastic.
One.
Another thing people don't realize is like not everything at the grocery store has to go into the plastic bags, those like produce bags. So I will grab lettuce and I'll just put it in my cart.
Yeah.
But the first thing I would say is just get some reusable shopping bags, even if they're your old plastic bags. The whole point is not to buy new things. It's to use what you already have and just keep reusing it. One of the most important things in the 3 R's is reuse.
Number 2, storage.
Yeah, so
of your bulk goods.
Bulk goods or just produce in general. Because
Okay.
if you're staying away from all the plastic packaged stuff, there are things that you have to store a different way when they're not in plastic bags. So for example, like with broccoli, you cut the stem fresh, just at the bottom, you cut the stem, stick it in a jar of water. So you can do that with a lot of stuff. Like my herbs, I'll do the same. Carrots, I keep them in a jar of water. My lettuce and stuff, I keep them in like container bins, clear bins. They are made out of plastic, but I'm gonna have them forever, and it keeps me from throwing food out, which is also
a
huge problem.
Food waste.
Because that contributes to carbon emissions. Yeah, just like upcycle your old jars and you can use them to buy bulk things. There's so many places you can buy just bulk beans. Number 3, try to switch, if you can, give it a shot. Try to switch from liquid soaps to bar soaps. That one, I would say, reduces a lot of waste because a lot of bar soap comes in either paper packaging or no packaging at all. I use bar soap to wash my dishes and olive oil soap. Oh, buy secondhand.
Secondhand.
Oh,
already done.
You know what? My entire outfit right now. This was from a clothing swap, actually. This was from a clothing swap. I'm like, why would
clothing
someone
swaps
get rid
are
of this?
so good.
They are.
Free. Number 5.
Learn how to make your own food. I feel like that's a big one. It's not so much about the waste, although it is kind of wasteful to like go eat out all the time because there's so much, like if you take out containers and all that. I'm a huge proponent for organic farming and organic food and trying to buy as much locally as possible.
Buy local. I think that is kind of key.
That's maybe the like key thing is like buying things from as close as possible.
So it has a very small footprint.
Yeah, the carbon footprint is so much smaller that way, right?
Yeah.
Bring your own cutlery and cups. So when you're going out to eat takeout or coffee or whatever, bring your own cups. You can even bring a jar. It doesn't really matter. People don't care.
Yeah.
And for cutlery, you can either bring your own cutlery or I make these kits. They're little. Cool. You just roll them up, throw it in your bag. Doesn't take up that much space. It's very light because it's all bamboo, which is a very sustainable resource because it grows so quickly. But it's just fork, knife, spoon, chopsticks, straw, things that are washable, reusable.
And you did say that you love traveling, so this is always a really handy kit to bring with you while you're traveling.
Or camping, like flying on an airplane. You can refuse all the plastic. It's great. Yeah.
That's really good. Shouldn't all the companies be responsible for their own products?
Well, companies will make what consumers will buy, right?
Yeah, that's
so
true.
So if we stop buying all the plastic stuff, they're not going to make it anymore. And if they see these trends and people are like, oh, I want it in bulk, or I want it package free, they will find a way to innovate, because at the end of the day, they don't care how they package it, they just want to make the money.
I think that's key right there. What is trending, you know?
Yeah.
Because if people are demanding like more eco-friendly, low impact,
transparency, that's a huge
goods, then, you know, the companies will start following suit.
Exactly.
You know, really just looking into those companies that you really do like. You should really start reaching out to those companies and demanding more from them, because we demand innovative solutions.
Yeah, and if we keep supporting those brands that are doing it the right way, the big guys will notice and they'll be like, oh, what are they doing? Why are they so successful? How can we be more like them? And they'll start catching up.
I feel like we're in a very, very critical time right now. That is a good word. Critical.
Yeah, I like to ask all these questions where it's like, why do we, in this modern day and age of like modern medicine,
technology,
why does everybody
AI, everything,
have chronic illness? Our water is contaminated with plastic microparticles. That's just one thing. Think of all the chemicals in our water.
I can't even imagine.
Chemical cleaners, from factory farming,
and then the process of fashion
and the fashion industry of like dyeing and processing fabric. It's so chemical heavy. Pharmaceutical contamination in our water, because we're all taking all these pharmaceutical drugs to fix all these chronic illnesses, but it's getting into our waterways too. Like when you test the water,
it's so true,
there's birth control in our water.
Yeah.
And in some areas, there are fish that cannot make more babies because they're not fertile anymore, because they are literally swimming in birth control contaminated water.
I know, we're laughing, but really
it's the only thing you can do at this point is laugh and be like, wow, humans are so silly, is maybe the nicest way I can put it. But
yeah. Is there any particular occurrences in your life that made you change your lifestyle?
The biggest one for me was going to Bali. That was like a really huge shock, because I was there during the rainy season, so they have these really deep gutters because it rains so heavy that they need like really, really deep gutters, which are basically like, I don't know, 2-3 feet deep, which are full of trash. And then it starts to rain like crazy, and everything, all those gutters lead to the ocean. So you go to the beach.
Oh, that's so sad.
You couldn't even get in the water. It was so bad. You'd have to tread through, I don't know, 10 feet of trash before you could even go out in the water. And then we went out to the water and we tried to surf, but you're paddling and you're just like touching stuff and you're like, I don't know if this is a fish or a plastic bag, or I don't know, it was like plastic was everywhere. And then, when I got back from that trip, I was just like, okay, well, I don't want to be part of this. I don't want to contribute.
Yeah. So what is the one thing that brings you the most joy every day?
When a stranger messages me and they're like, hey, I started to refuse plastic straws because of you. That's like,
that is really sweet.
Or someone will send me like a picture of their to-go cup and they're like, hey, I bought this and I've been using it because of the message that you share. And I'm just like I could cry. I'm so happy about that.
This is the Cool Hunter signing off. Don't forget to subscribe below. If you want more content, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.